shit. What the fuck? Wait. What happened? Anyway, all right. We are in here. I was waiting for the rest of the intro to play, Tyvis and stuff. But hey, sometimes technology takes over. At least I wasn't jerking off this time. You're welcome. Hello. Anyway, who needs Tyvis? Tyvis is always here. He's kind of he's connected. We got Jeff and Shawn joining me shortly. I got to add them into the show. So hold your wads. And here we go. Do you really?
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
I got you, Shawn.
Hi, buddy. Was around your roommate last night.
Oh yeah. He told a guy.
All
He
right.
told a guy down here the other day. He
Here
told
we
this
go.
guy, "Go."
We're in, and we are live. Appreciate everybody coming in. I assume that you're not watching Tyvis introduce us right now. Anyway, uh, Jeff and Shawn are in here. Appreciate them. Uh, we never start on time. That is kind of a show propaganda. Oh, so many things. So many things to get into. No, Billy. Billy, you
Nah.
do not enter the question for the chat. I do. I enter the
Oh,
questions for the chat. Billy's trying to circumvent my limited power.
Hey, it's a free market out there. That's
It's not a free market. We actually control this. This is not. This is
come on,
not
man. I like to know
capitalism.
ideas. Hear from the people.
Sure, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But when I enter a question in the chat first, that takes preference over Billy's agendas. Let's call it that. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. You know how we do it here. Please, if you're going to support the show, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hey, we're trying to pump up this Facebook page, which apparently has, nobody watching for some reason. Anyway,
Who has
I understand.
Facebook?
Facebook sucks.
I,
Yeah,
I, I,
grown men do not have fucking Facebook. What are you even talking about?
It's a different generation, Shawn. You know that.
Yeah, and all the kids that are
It's for
young.
dudes trying to hook up with their former high school sweethearts that are now 60 years old. You know what this is about.
that's
Or
that's kind
40.
of that's a short-sighted summary of what the app does. But okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, because social media is so wholesome.
Oh, but Facebook's trash. My kids think it's for old people, and I
Exactly.
don't know any adult. I mean, unless you got a business or something. I don't know any man other than I've got a couple, but the guys that do use it that I
You got
know,
a
I
couple,
make
man?
fun of them for it. I make fun of them
Yeah.
for it because it's
Right.
ridiculous.
I know. It's a specifically targeted audience that I'm trying to reach out to, because until we reach 100 followers on the Facebook channel, I can't broadcast live there. That's the reason. So anyway, we're live on Instagram. We're live on X or whatever you want to call it nowadays, Twitter. Some
Twitter.
people get offended by X. I love X. Used to love X. That 1 or 2 times I did it. Anyway, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So, question for the chat. I dropped it in there right off the bat. Will Ohio State lose another game in this regular season? Got 5 more to go in the regular season. A lot more after that. I assume we're going to make the playoffs. You know what happens when you assume. I make an ass out of Shawn. So that's the question.
You show your ass.
I have. Many a time. And it hasn't worked out well sometimes. Sometimes it does. Usually it's better when you show. Anyway, we don't need to get there. Upcoming shows. Got a reminder here. I have pressed pause on the daily Buckeye Blitz. We are in the middle of a difficult time. So we're just doing the live shows on Fridays, 4:30 Eastern. And then, of course, right now, 7:30 Eastern every week. Those will never go away. I can't do the daily shows with all the shit that's going on around my area. Anyway.
Neck of the nape.
I was going to shoot a video to illustrate how bad things are right here. And I really didn't want to put that negativity out into the world because it's not great. Anyway, and this is the beauty of it. Like 2 weeks ago, we escaped the hurricane, the last one, to Jacksonville, like Amelia Island, east coast of Jacksonville, and whatever, for a week. All right, that was awesome. Had to pay a nice little $2,000 or $3,000 vacation there. That's not really a vacation. Now, this coming week, tomorrow, we got to go to a lovely fall vacation to the sweet, quaint city of Tampa, Florida, for a week, so that our ceiling can be replaced. Because the hurricane knocked out parts of the roof. Now that created water damage in our ceiling because we're on a 2-story. Distractions. We're in a 2-story condo building. Ours is on the top floor. We're lucky we're not in the bottom floor because we would not be able to live there ever again. But anyway, top floor, roof damage, ceiling water damage. So this week, the ceiling is being replaced. Can't really be here when they're replacing your living room and dining room ceilings. So anyway, that's what we're going through. And so let's get into some, with that, let's get into some, I can't do the daily show. I'm sorry. I don't have the energy, time to still work and provide the daily blitz. That's where we're getting to. I mentioned it on Friday's show, and I'm sorry. I wish I could do more. Somebody needs to create more hours in the day. If you know somebody that can do that, thank you. Week 9 reactions, that's really where I want to get to with Jeff and Shawn. A lot going on here. We're going to talk about the Buckeye game, obviously. Do we want to sprinkle in anything first about things like Illinois, Oregon, Penn State, Wisconsin, Sparty scrapping with the cheaters? You got some other games that maybe don't matter so much to us northern folk, but you guys are welcome to go any direction you want for a bit.
Okay.
Well, I'll just tell you, I was in the car, didn't get to watch a snap of the Ohio State game. I got a couple texts during the game, checked the score, but was at a function and out of town, and yeah, so just ended up watching the game a couple hours ago. and really didn't get to watch much any other college football. So yeah, I don't have much to say in regards to the rest of the league. There weren't any big upsets necessarily, though, were there? I mean, kind of a
Not upsets, but our game was not the only game in the balance late in the game. Um,
Fair to
I
say, yeah.
Yeah, I did not. I was not able to watch most the second half of the game due to family, not emergencies, but family issues and with work. So, but I did catch some of the other games later, and the A&M and LSU was a good game to watch. A&M
Hmm.
might are the Aggies for real? Question
You
mark.
have to care about those teams, I guess, in order to
Well,
watch them.
correct. Um,
The
Oregon did
Aggies
what?
are first in the SEC at this moment, but it is October 27th.
Correct.
They are first in the conference. Have not been beaten in conference.
Notre Dame, they're only lost to Notre Dame, who is looking the part as well.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Um, they put shit together, but what? So yeah, I guess I can't really. I don't want to talk about Miami, Florida State. I don't want to talk about. You can talk about Texas if you want. I don't think Quinn Ewers is back to 100%. That score, 27-24 to Vandy, does not indicate like how close it was. They scored. Vandy scored a touchdown late to make it look better, but it was basically a 10-point win for Texas. But Quinn did not look good. He had a couple picks, I believe, and I'm not impressed. I mean, I have to assume he's still hurt a little bit, right? I mean, something has to be fucking with him.
Yeah, I mean it was an oblique, right? Oblique injury, ab
Yeah,
muscle.
he got blasted
So,
in the ribs. Yeah.
which I've never had any issues, and never any oblique issues, so I don't know what that can do to. I'm guessing that your throwing motion in general,
Yeah, it's got to
would
mess
cause
with your core.
irritation.
I mean,
I'm sure it
that's all
does.
core.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Henry's all about the core.
he probably rushed back because he knows who's sitting behind him,
Well,
and
he got the fucking you know the thumb back there against Georgia, so it's like I need to play. Tough it out, whatever it takes. I don't know. Do you have to take a lot of shots? How many shots gets you into the starter position over Arch Manning? I don't know. I took a lot of shots of Eagle today. I don't know. Seemed to be
well,
okay.
I
I could
think what
probably
my
start over Arch Manning.
I think his only saving grace is Arch didn't exactly light the world on fire against Georgia when he came in either.
Right, right.
So I
But he
think that's
showed some mobility.
yeah.
His feet actually were the difference maker there with Quinn, in my opinion.
I'm surprised that I think part of it's because Texas is in the thick of it. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised Quinn doesn't shut it down and be like,
Hmm.
screw it, go ahead, Arch.
Wow.
I'm still going to
No,
be top
That
10
would
pick.
be a huge negative.
No,
I
I
I
don't think so.
I think NFL. I see NFL coaches are fickle. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes that stuff doesn't affect them or doesn't bother them. I think though, as a quarterback in that position, when you're chasing, you're chasing one, your top five in the country or whatever with chance of national titles. That's going to look bad for a
Well,
quarterback
again,
to do
no,
that.
And he's never shown
again,
the
that's what I'm
ability to
saying.
be healthy for a season.
If they weren't in the thick of it, and
Right.
they had a couple losses already,
Then
you
yeah,
know,
I would. Then
Oh, yeah.
that's different.
Like
yeah,
a Will Johnson,
right.
Is
right?
he? Yeah. Is he
Why
going to shut
would
it
he
down?
play ever again? He
Yeah.
should. He should. What the fuck's the point of playing for a 3-loss team? But anyway, back to Quinn. Quinn, yeah, you can if you're totally in, you're sold, you're bought into the program, you want to go win that national championship, but he cannot stay healthy. You know,
Quinn
he's
is a
shown
businessman, though. Quinn is a businessman, and
he's
he's
since
proven
he
that
came
coming to
Columbus.
Ohio State.
For
Yeah,
sure, yeah. Kombucha. I love kombucha too. If
Oh,
they paid me
yeah.
$1 million, I would drink whatever you put in front of me. But yeah, uh, we can go
You're right,
back
Joe.
and
I think
revisit that
that's
someday. That's a summertime issue, a summertime programming thing to do.
you're
But
right though. I mean, NFL scouts, and when he's looking at, you say businessman, he's looking at his NFL future. That's a big indictment on him. Is he hasn't finished he hasn't stayed healthy a single season.
no,
3 year starter at
yep,
Texas, never finished the season healthy.
yep,
So that's what they're going to look at more than if he shuts it. They're caring more than if he shuts it down or not.
yep.
Uh, that would be the biggest horseshit play, I think, though, to be the starting quarterback of a national title contender and then just shut it down because
Yes,
I got to protect my future. It's an ab injury. I mean,
yep.
you should have at least 6 of them.
We could
Abs.
talk about it. We could talk about our old. We could talk about our
Yo,
old
6-pack.
quarterback, Kyle McCord.
He
He's
got
looking good.
He had
well,
his own 6-pack.
he 6-pack of 6-pack interceptions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he got exposed.
Are you surprised?
They're making him chuck the ball like 50 times on average a
I
game.
think he threw it like 60 times that game.
It was 63. 63, I think was I think the total this, but he's always
Yeah.
all throwing
So
50.
not so bad.
A tenth of my passes get intercepted.
I was arguing with someone that's like, well, he really affected his draft status. He's probably going to be fifth, sixth round. I'm like, I will bet you anything Kyle McCord is not getting drafted. I mean, he's going
No,
to try and
fuck
get on a
no.
practice squad, but Kyle
Yeah, I
McCord
would
is not a
fuck
draftable
no.
quarterback.
No, I would say fifth, sixth round is where he should hope for fifth, sixth round.
Oh, I mean,
He could have sat out this year and been in 5th or 6th round.
yeah, I mean, how many quarterbacks are taken in an average draft? 10? I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback.
No,
I don't
no, no, no. I could name 10 right now that it would very easily take it ahead of him.
What was the thought process with him and his dad? So his dad was the major handling issue at Ohio
Yeah.
State, and
That was known, yeah.
he's a
Well, his dad was angling to be the start for the kid to be. He knew what the situation was, so he went in there,
Yeah.
with acting like his ass weighs a ton, and hey, I got to try and zip this thing up and make sure my kid's going to start, make sure my kid's going to
Right.
get paid, and it's like,
Right.
bro, I think it was desperate, but he knew the writing on the wall, and it was inevitable.
they wanted a guarantee. They wanted
Yeah, right.
a guarantee, which no common sense person, I don't care if it's Ryan Day or a high school coach, they were not going to guarantee Kyle McCord to be the starting quarterback for Ohio State in 2024. That was not an option after what he showed. I mean,
Right.
seriously.
It wasn't Justin Fields' second year. It wasn't CJ's second year.
No.
Where those guys were clear. I mean, of course.
I don't know. If I'm a coach, I say, oh yeah, we'll guarantee it. It's not a contract. When I don't
Right.
play your son, what are you gonna do?
Well, that's true, but
But yeah, I mean, you don't want to be a guy that's lying to parents though, because
then-
that should have
if
spread.
the parents being
first
that big of a
practice it's like,
douchebag-
oh, it's competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Kyle.
Anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know how coaches are though. They have to actually think about relationships and doing the best thing for the kid. That's a lot of times forgotten. Anyway, so what are other games? I mean, I don't care about Miami, Florida State. We didn't
that
expect
Mizzou,
anything
Alabama,
different.
like Mizzou is like
That's a
Dr.
great
Jekyll,
Yes.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They look like
A&M?
absolute garbage half the
A&M.
time, and then they look decent.
But
Yeah,
Missouri's
that's why
got
nobody cares about them.
yes. Mizzou's gotten exposed a couple games. They're a fraud. They're a fraud.
Oh, I thought we were talking about A&M and LSU. I thought you said
A&M and LSU. I mean, what game you want to go? I mean, I'll bounce around the
they're
South.
both equal. I mean, Missouri was overranked. They were in the top 10
Yes.
to start the season, which, again, I hate
So was
going
Michigan.
back to this fucking reason, but that's why preseason polls are useless, because it frames the season before it even starts. And we've seen a single game played. So forget those preseason polls. They're useless. I hate them. And it actually skews things going forward. So, yes,
Yeah, exactly.
Bama 34-0 over Missouri. I don't know what to think about Bama because I think Missouri's terrible. So great, you guys just beat up on another shitty SEC opponent.
Yeah, and we've
Trying
seen
to get
Bama.
back in the playoffs.
We've seen Bama in big games. We've seen Bama play the bottom of the SEC and lose to Vanderbilt.
Have you
Vanderbilt
seen a
actually is
quarterback throw more laser beams, like just rifling shit, than Jalen Milroe?
orgy.
Yeah, there you go. Similar.
Yeah.
Can you throw
Look
a
at great running
10-yard
backs.
out?
Great running backs.
Can you even throw a 10-yard out without lasering it through the guy? No, you can't.
The general timing that they just don't have it. It's that touch. They don't. And you can't target your 17-year-old receiver 20 times.
I can't wait till he turns 18. By the way,
Yeah.
so we don't have to hear about. Oh, he's only 7. Ryan Williams only 17.
Ryan Williams
What a
today
guy.
was on his
What a
18th birthday. He was allowed to get his own tattoos without parent signature. The fuck. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, great job, Bama, beating up on a
Overhyped
misery.
fraud.
Shocker. And I did not know Drew Pine was still in college football
He
with
is?
his 3 picks. He threw 3 picks for Missouri. He came in for Brady. What's his face?
Cook. Brady Cook? Yeah.
Cock.
Cook. No. Cook.
All right. So the Pine guy came in to fix things up quickly and threw 3 picks and put up 0 points.
And like just real quick, Joe, just to put a button on the SEC. Another game that was on, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I don't know that game could have been. That could have been Penn State. That game could have been like a Northwestern Purdue game, for all we know, as far as where these guys are. I mean, I don't.
That was Penn State, Wisconsin.
Penn State, Wisconsin.
Score, that was Penn State, Wisconsin, 26-14. What was Penn State, Wisconsin here? 28-13. Close enough.
Yeah, and, Ole Miss, another team, overhyped, overranked.
Overranked. Yep.
And Oklahoma's preseason top 15. They're fucking trash. So I don't think anything of Ole Miss doubling up Oklahoma.
I can't believe Oklahoma scored 14 points. They haven't done that in a long time.
Well, I mean, because Ole Miss's defense isn't.
Who's your guy? Venables?
Venables chewing his gums off.
Fuck yeah! Oh yeah! On his meth, grinding. That's what he does. All right, so you got Penn State, Wisconsin, as we're kind of circling back to the Big Ten, 28-13. Penn State had to score 14 points in that fourth quarter to get the dub.
Fickle's a good coach. He's doing what he can. He just needs to he's got to focus on recruiting. They got to put more money and more effort into the recruiting. Yeah. Because there's a Wisconsin football. It's like a style. There should be a certain style of football that has to be played at Wisconsin. And because it works, you're a 10-2 team religiously. He'll get there.
And they should not have deviated from that style. Probably. I mean, I know you got Phil Longo in there, which is a different offensive coordinator than Paul Christ and the rest of those guys. But
they took that quarterback from SMU. Yeah, they took a quarterback, and they didn't have the team to match what the quarterback in the OC had the offense. They were mirrored. No. The rest of the team was not built that way, so they caused a year or two setback by trying to implement that. They'll get back to it. I bet Fickle has Wisconsin towards the top of the Big Ten next year, top third at least.
About the fight, Shawn? Did you see the fight with the Cheaters and Sparty?
No way. No, those teams fought. No way.
I did not.
I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, end of the game. There was. The Cheaters were taking a kneel down. I should have pulled up the video, actually, because I don't care about showing video anymore because YouTube is basically coming after me every week. I had a video of these cocksuckers I have a targeting video of them. Oh, here's the fight. Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can get it in here. I had a tough time uploading it earlier. It's gonna take some time. All right.
Can I ask the chat if they can see these videos? Because when you play them, I've never able to see them. Sometimes it's either real choppy or it's like a still picture, but I cannot see them. I'm on my phone.
How are you?
But
Through what app?
through your link, that's it.
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's better through the YouTube. Through the show, YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Let me go to
Yeah, I
YouTube
don't.
and find out.
Typically, Sean, I probably see him the same way you do, Sean. But anyways, I mean, it's like a tradition unlike any other. Sparty and Scum are gonna fight. We've had some real ugly ones.
Is stoking the flames. The guy who never says shit, until he has a 3-touchdown night, suddenly needs to talk shit after the game. He said, so he had 3 touchdowns on the night. I think the only 3 touchdowns for Michigan, actually.
Who did?
Loveland, Coastal Loveland.
Okay.
And then he was spouting off. I can go get the video, but I'm not going to try because I don't care. He said, little brother gonna do little brother things after the game for the guy that has 3 touchdowns. Flimsy at best for a guy with 3 losses. I think, anyway, doesn't matter.
He's no Jake Butt. He's no Jake Butt.
Definitely not. No, not from Ohio either. So, at least Jake Butt's from the Columbus area.
Pick North?
One of those
or
picks.
Pick Central.
Pick your nose.
Pickerington.
Pick your nose. Pick your butt. Pick your nut. Anyway, doesn't matter. I do want to point something out. So these are updated odds to win the college football championship. Georgia, plus 375. Oregon, plus 450. Ohio State, plus 475. So a cunt hair there between the Ducks and the Bucks. Then
we're still
Texas,
third. We're still third. Wow. That surprises me, Joe, that we're third. We have more. We
were second
more of a
last
chance
week. We were second last week.
Exactly, Sean.
We're gonna fall again this week.
Well, this is
these are up to date. These are up to date today.
Okay.
And then Texas plus 575. So actually, Texas was one of the top 2. After they beat fucking Georgia. But anyway.
No, Joe. No, reverse that.
Who'd they beat? Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Nobody. They beat Michigan.
They beat Michigan.
Yep.
And shitty Oklahoma, shitty Michigan. That's it.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Top 4: Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, all within 200 points. So $2.
Yeah.
For real. So,
I mean,
yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, this is. I mean, we're in uncharted territory going forward with this 12-team playoff because you got to basically win, a couple rounds to get into the playoff final. Let's see if I got this video up yet, and let's add it. Here we go. Here's the fight. Oh, fuck you! Come on.
Oh, C word.
There we go. All right. Here we go. Transition.
We've seen this each of the last few years.
Anyway, that's enough. I don't know if you got any of that. So, anyway, what else do we want to get to here?
One other game.
Let's talk.
My Rockets went down to your Falcons in a surprise
That's
upset.
right. God damn it.
Yeah, that's all
glass
that.
everywhere. I should have downloaded that video.
What about that missile that's pointed right at the 50-yard line at BG?
You believe that?
That's great.
That's awesome.
They want to
I never.
fight, Jeff. They don't
do
give a
want to
fuck.
fight.
Yeah, here we go. Let me load this bitch up for you.
Oh, I didn't see any of it. You got some juice on this too?
Oh, I got something for you. You're not gonna like it. Anyway, what else on this Rockets game? I mean, there's a ton of Rockets and oh yeah, here we go. BG.
I've seen zero highlights of this game. I only saw the final score. That was it.
Oh, we're not
And I
gonna
was
watch highlights
yeah.
because that's no fun.
I mean, small, lower level D1 football. That's a big rivalry. I mean, it's not on par with High State Michigan, but BG Toledo, for the people not familiar with the area,
For the people.
that's a
Here we go.
it's a rival.
Certainly the rival is back, right?
Oh, Miami.
Here we go.
There you go.
Hey, Joe, what are you doing, buddy?
He's watching a video of a rocket taking off.
Yeah.
Goes about 100 feet up and comes straight back down. Blows
Because
up.
he hit the BG Falcon with those sunglasses on. Stu comes on and tells you. Oh, that's beautiful. That might be the highlight of my night. I hope everybody enjoyed that, especially you folks from the 419er. Okay, so we got to talk about this Buckeye game before we get too out of control and
Do we really?
start doing shots off of each other, doing shots off myself. We got to go good, bad, ugly, as per usual. Who's got the best good, bad, ugly off the top?
I would say
Well,
I'll go. My good. My good. Starting off, Joe.
Go ahead.
How our defense started the game. Our run defense. Played opening first half. The defense was fine. This lack of production from the offense. This high was my takeaway.
So your good was the defense.
Our run defense
Okay.
at the beginning to start the game. Sometimes we give up that first drive long. A lot of lower level teams that we've been playing, they get that 9 plays, fucking 70 yards or whatever, and we end up with 2
Long
possessions.
drive.
Yeah, but the defense came out. They put the ball on the ground a couple times. That Nebraska got that one back with the first quarter.
Okay.
It was Caleb Downs. No, not Caleb. It was Lorenzo Styles and Hancock. Yeah, the two of them. I think they both should get credit for that college fumble. But yeah, I mean, just I said the run defense. Not the whole defense.
On the hole. In the hole.
Around your hole.
Got it. All right, Shawn, what do you got for your good?
Well, I was going to say the good was I was in the car and at a function and didn't have to watch it down to this game live. I think it was a little bit easier for me to swallow going back through and
What'd you swallow at the function?
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, bet that's what she said. Wait,
But
no,
if you're going to make me pick something that's football related, I would I'll go with the tackles for loss. 13 tackles for loss. That's a pretty huge number.
okay.
So that's the one positive. There might be another one that I saw, but I'll go with the 13 tackles for loss. I don't think we've gotten that high this season. In any
I bet
game.
you did, Panama Red. All right, good. I'm going Cody Simon. He came to fucking play. This guy, I've been a huge fan of this guy since 2021. He was a starting middle linebacker back then. Tore his rotator cuff, had to have surgery before the Rose Bowl. Didn't need to play the Rose Bowl, obviously. But anyway, Cody Simon has been like, I don't know, I can't say he's a James Laurinaitis because he's never won an All-American, but this season at least, if nothing else, he has been making plays. He's blowing things up nonstop. He is continuously my guy. Wearing the Blocko. Cody Simon is a bad motherfucker. Smart as shit. He's the quarterback of the defense. Gets everybody lined up, in place. Cody Simon's my guy. I mean, there were so many plays, especially in that fourth quarter, when we needed to get stops, and we went out there and got him because he was blowing shit up in the backfield. When Nebraska was trying to run a lot of screens and, things to the outside, he was back there blowing shit up, coming on blitzes. Cody Simon, by far, especially in that goal line stand in the fourth quarter, forget about it. He did the same thing against Oregon, right? I mean, people forget we actually had a goal line stand to keep points off the board against Oregon. He was part of both of those. So, anyway, Cody Simon. Sexual chocolate. All right, let's go to bad. Jeff, what do you got for your bad before we get to the uglies?
Offensive line play.
Oh, that seems popular.
If you want me to specify,
No.
right tackle, right guard, left tackle. This is cert. I don't know how.
Left tackle to right tackle.
Yeah. Just so many plays. I mean, Zen Mikowski is getting called out by the announcers 5 plays into the game, and repeatedly in the first quarter, 4 or 5 times, they're showing. It seemed like they were just every other play that we didn't execute on. Fucking Klatt is like left tackle. Mikowski's coming in for the injured Josh Simmons. Woofs on the guy onto the edge, getting to the edge and trying to contain the line or whatever. He's not ready yet. He's still not ready, and we don't have anybody better, and that's scary.
All right. So since you brought up the O-line, I do need to preface this show with we don't have time to go firing Justin Fry right now tonight. This is a discussion we can have down the road. It's just. All right.
No, but it needs to be said that that's the depth of the O-line, and it's a bullshit thing for Ohio State to not have anybody that's serviceable. That is embarrassing, and I can't wait till we get to your chat question. And and whenever you want to start with
Shawn,
Fry, I'm willing to do that.
I'm not defending Justin Fry any longer. Whether you want to talk recruiting, development, whatever it is, I'm not defending him anymore. But I will say he's not getting fired until the season's completely over.
Of course.
Like after the playoffs. So people need to chill with the fire Justin Fry shit because it's not happening. You could fire a DC or an OC midstream. It's not going to go well. But you cannot fire a position coach.
I don't know. This O-line play is going to cost us a natty.
Okay. So you're answering the chat question then.
No, not necessarily.
Not really.
Okay. All right. Let's continue on. Now that you're up, Shawn, give me your bad. I assume it's similar.
No, well, I'll change it up. I mean, I think there's a lot of bad that you could say, but it kind of all the bad kind of revolves around the O-line play. So I will just say, Ohio State with this offense, if you look at our games, we have actually gotten worse damn near every game this entire year. We are trending down. We played worse this game than we did against Oregon. And Oregon we played like shit. And we are not getting better. We're getting
overall
worse.
Execution, right? Shawn,
offense, defense,
what? Well, I'm looking at our plays, and it looks like we had 31 rushes, but we were 13 for 16, and 16 passes. So we ran 47 plays in a football game when Nebraska ran 33
They're up in the
passes,
60s or 70s.
66, something like that.
And that's the ideal. That's the ideal range. They want to be around 70. I mean, Ryan Day would love to be at 80, but 70 is the kind of like the standard.
Okay.
That's ridiculous, and that's not the only game this year that we're like severely that big of a gap in plays ran.
And if we can't run, which we couldn't, and you're 13 for 16, I know it's tough back there. Bring in some tight end help to help out Zen, and let's keep throwing it around. I just don't understand how we will abandon the pass basically when we can't run the football.
Well, you got a 40-yarder and a 60-yarder.
Oh
for
yeah,
touchdowns.
2 bombs, big deal. That to me is
Big
a joke.
deal.
That's not sustainable. I'd rather you get 15 yards, at least a couple drives where you churn it down the field, you mix in run pass, and there's and it's not these bombs that are okay. Hey, they're great, they're awesome, they're highlight. Nice job, Tate and Smith on those.
I would say the Colonel Colonel Tate's. Are you talking about the bombs? And Shawn says it's not a big deal. It's not sustainable. The touchdown to Colonel Tate. If that's not Nebraska, if that's Georgia's secondary, that ball is picked or knocked down. Colonel Tate outplayed the 2 guys, in traffic there for the ball. That was not a great ball. I mean, it was, Colonel Tate
What do you mean?
was better.
Underthrown slightly, maybe?
Well, yes, underthrown, and where Colonel Tate's got a step and a half on the guys, he now has to come back to the guys and battle for the ball. Colonel Tate's just better than the 2 guys that on the field, going for that ball. But that won't be the case, like you said, Shawn. It's not sustainable. Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, those guys, that ball is probably getting picked. So,
what about the Jeremiah Smith touchdown? That was in perfect stride, led past the defender, so you can't bitch about one and then accept the other.
I'm not. It's a beautiful play. We're always going to do it, and I think we're going to always hit those things. But when you're not being able to run the ball, you're not putting up points. Just to have 2 of your only touchdowns come on these low percentage bombs, for 70 yards and 40 yards, whatever the hell they were, and yes, they're great, but I mean, take those 2 plays away in the game, and gosh, Nebraska would have whipped our ass.
I think the play to Jeremiah, that was perfect scheme for the defense that they were showing. The Chip just drew up the right play for what that defense, that one high safety, but he wasn't even that high. He was 10 yards maybe. It was just a great executed play for the defense that we were facing. You can't count on that either. I mean, yes, it was.
I thought he overthrew him at first. I can't believe Smith caught up with that. Yeah, perfect in stride. And
that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's been shown improvement, because he's been underthrowing Smith all season, and we're all saying just fucking launch it, let him go get it. Don't and he did right
when
there.
You're
so
not getting lit up when you race.
So
we've seen
Howard took shots. He took a lot of shots. Nebraska was putting pressure on him. They were blitzing.
It's not just this week. Previous weeks.
Yeah, so we have to be concerned with Will Howard able to stay healthy as well. If he's
upright to follow through with the ball, a deep ball. You got to be back there for close to 3 seconds and not have a dude in your face hitting your elbow when you're letting it go. So I don't know how you can bitch about these deep ball, big play touchdowns because they happen.
No, I'm bitching that we threw the ball 16 times in a game where that's the only place that we're actually efficient and effective. And why is that? You sit there and just bang on that run that does 2.1 yards a carry.
Did you see the offensive line? Did you see the issues with the O-line?
And still, scheme it up, coaches. You got the best receiving group. You got the best receiving core. You've got the best running back core in the country, and you can't do anything.
Best Marine Corps.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. I mean that's we're seeing we're talking about the problem. The O-line is inconsistent and they're not good enough.
All right,
they're not executing.
Let's get our ugly out of here.
Okay, yeah.
Jeff, did you give your bad?
I don't think I'm sure I did. Yeah.
O-line.
We both, yeah, we both.
He went O-line. I
O-line?
went.
All right,
We both kind
double
of
up.
piggybacked
That's
on it.
fine. That's fine. You can double down.
I,
I'm going special teams on the bad. You cannot miss a field goal, a 42-yarder that badly, and then
Did he
tell
miss
me
it by
that we need to
42
kick more
yards?
field goals.
yeah, that was gross.
That was outside of the net.
I don't
Yeah.
think it crossed the goal line. I think it was
No,
outside
it was
the
deep
fucking
enough
pylon.
for sure. That's what she said.
It was a souvenir. Yeah.
He missed the hole, you might say.
Oof.
Ugly. Let's get to ugly here as a team. Shawn, you're up. Go ahead. Ugly.
Okay, I've got two, so if you guys don't take my second one, I'll pile that one on at the end. But
You're on first.
well, I'm only going to go once. I'm not going to steal someone's thunder. How about third and fourth down efficiency? 1 for 10 on third down. That is horseshit.
Yeah.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
And
That's
11 first downs to go with that.
Great
And
point.
one for 2 on fourth down, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. Those are great ones. Jeff, what do you got for ugly?
Well, my first two choices for ugly were the missed field goal, the bad missed field goal, and the third down conversions. So,
Okay.
the ugly, I gotta go general. What was it? 4-point win over a team we were favored by 26 or 24?
25 and a half, actually.
25 and a half. Okay, so 26. Rough, and we won. We had to come back to win at home on homecoming.
Yeah.
With a national title team being honored. We played like dog shit and barely had to squeak out and fight to beat a team that we were favored by 25. That's ugly. And really, the third down conversions is more glaring. That's a trend. That's not. We are not good on third down, and good defenses will expose that if we don't fix it.
Yeah.
Shawn, you were dead on.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I'm going to double down on the special teams, actually, because this has been an ongoing issue. It's not a 1 week issue. I don't expect huge returns on kickoff return and punt return, but when you include the kicker issues, and obviously you can tell why now when you look back at the Oregon game, why they were trying to get more yardage at the end of the game to give the kicker a better attempt. Because obviously he's not good at 42.
They want him inside of. They wanted him inside a 45-yard field goal. Which, why? I mean, we can't get a kicker and we can't get any depth on our offensive line. We can get the best running back, like you said, Shawn, the best running back group, the best wide receiver group.
Punters. I'm going to stay on the special teams things for my ugly. Punter is not doing anything fantastic. He's averaging 40 yards. I think he had a long of close to 47 with some rollout. You know, Shawn, like you like to get in the fairway with a little foot wedge,
little burner.
Yeah, you go a little worm burner, a little 2-iron there
with
down the fairway, maybe.
Damn,
unless there's a
pot.
dog leg. Unless there's a dog leg. But anyway, yeah. So ugly. Yes, this kicker, he might have a great leg. I don't know. He's imprecise. He had 3 kickoffs in one game out of bounds.
Yeah. He's consistently
to the left. Now he missed this field goal way
right.
to the right.
He overcompensated. You know, with my slice, I like to aim real far left, and hopefully it curls back into that fairway. And sometimes you pull one, and it's bye.
Yeah, exactly.
We have. I mean, we don't have any competition at the kicking at field goals, really, right? Fielding's it.
No.
God damn it!
Competition.
You know, gone are the days of Cameron Johnston and Nuremberger.
Yeah. We got 3 punters on the team, by the way.
Why the fuck do we have 3 punters on the team?
Well, the one guy, the current guy is from Australia, doesn't have a big leg. The next guy from Australia has a big leg, doesn't know where it's going to go. And then you got the dude from Buffalo that apparently has never kicked a ball in real Big Ten ball. So
And
score predictions.
Yeah. I was gonna say like we went this year. We went without a special teams coach, and we divided up amongst the other coaching staff.
So
Now
it's
is this
Ryan Day at this point?
and he's gonna? I bet we have a special teams coach next year, special teams coordinator.
Great.
I bet we do.
I'm sure he's going to be overpaid and undervalued, underused. Score predictions: I had 39-9. Shawn had 42-13. Jeff 46-17.
Got the 17 right.
Should I take the dub? I think I
Go
should
ahead.
take the dub here.
Of course, Joe. Of course.
All right.
Host wins to all ties.
There you go. That's what we like to hear.
I mean, but Nebraska's defense did not. We were right to pick, right around 39, 40 some points. That was what was expected.
No.
I don't think Nebraska's defense is just they finally figured something out and they're just unleashing their talent. No, we just are not good enough at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack on offense.
Well, yeah, we have no tackle.
And why is that?
The only thing I'm
So let's get. I mean,
about
if everything's going to come back to Justin Fry, if we'll try to stay out of banging on him, but one of our left tackle goes down and we have dog shit to put in. Nobody's ready. If Zen Mikowski, they didn't switch. I didn't see them go to any other left tackles. Did Sarahville come in at all? I didn't see it.
I think Syreville did come in.
At left tackle?
I don't think he left tackle.
He's been playing right guard. But like we have a swing guy that plays right guard, and he's the backup left tackle too. I mean, Joe, I got you. I can barely hear you, bud.
Sorry,
He stepped away, I think.
Oh, the lavatory is nearby. Anyway,
How'd he break?
I feel amazing. No. So, all right, here's how it went. Outside of the left tackle issue, I do want to touch on the Tegra Shabola and Austin Sareveld thing, because there were plays when Sareveld was in there for Shabola. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I thought this competition was over. I thought we established Shabola's the guy like maybe 2 weeks ago. Anyway, left tackle, Simmons is out. Then they brought in Zen Michalski. He got injured late in the game.
Yeah.
Does not look good. He was on
Any
crutches
update on that?
leaving the game. They got him on the cart to get him off the sideline late in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not good. So I'm
Well,
very
it might be
concerned
all
about
right.
that.
I mean, can you do much worse there? I mean, I don't know who's up next, but
Well,
He
yeah,
looked
Zen did
he
not
looked
have a great day, I would say.
he looked similar to Keenholz and against Missouri, just not prepared, not ready.
Well, Keenholz didn't play tackle, but anyway.
No, Joe, I'm saying comparative to their unpreparedness and just not being able to function.
I get you.
Why is that?
So then they went with Donovan Jackson, left guard, shifted out to left tackle, brought in Luke Montgomery at left guard. So this is a total fuck up. You're like changing the complete integrity of the O-line on the left side, right? I mean, you got a new guy, Montgomery. He was penciled in as a guard. He was back in spring and fall camp. He was in that right guard battle with Carson Hinsman, who played all of last year as center for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Carson Hinsman at all, right?
No, nowhere. And so Hinsman and Montgomery were battling for the right guard job. Then Tegra entered the fold as the battle for the right guard job. All right, so that played out. Tegra won the job. Now on the left side, moving Donovan Jackson, I didn't think was ever a possibility, but he is a really good athletic guard that could play tackle. It's not a big deal, but it's a huge change. I mean, the guy's like an All-American at guard. And
Guard in high
you're
school.
gonna,
He's
you're
played
gonna
guard.
shove
Yes.
him out to
Yeah.
tackle,
It's a completely
and then
different
bring
first
in
step.
a new guard. This is a massive change, and I don't feel good about it whatsoever. So
No.
I'm not endorsing this move whatsoever. I
But
do wonder why Sareveld has not been used more. He actually played some left tackle in the fall camp when they had that virus
Yeah.
going around and guys were in and out of the lineup. Sareveld actually played left guard for Simmons when he was out sick.
left tackle. Yeah.
I'm sorry, left tackle, yes.
Yeah.
But maybe it wasn't what they're looking for. And, you got to wonder.
What you're looking for.
I'm sure they gave all these guys a look over the bye week. They had fucking 14 days to figure it out, right? From
Well, it looks like they
Oregon
do.
to
It looks like
Nebraska.
I think they gave him a lot of days off.
A
They
few,
got,
maybe.
yeah.
A couple.
We're our record and our average points per game and what we give up and what we score coming off a bye was severely underperformed this game. So
Right.
why Sareveld, I think, from what I've seen of him, he's looked better than most of our offensive linemen. Our right tackle is not exactly setting the world on fire either. And center's kind of, the center's hard
fine.
to.
Fryer's fine. He's not the focus. The right side is not the issue right now. We're trying to put out a fire.
Oh,
And
do you
the
have
major
PFF
fire is
grade,
left
Joe?
tackle in.
Yes, right. Do you have the PFF grades handy?
Sure do. What
Let's-
you want, fool?
I want the six linemen that played. What were the grades? I can't imagine.
For this week?
Yeah, I
got
can't
you.
imagine nobody
Pass
over
blocking
70.
or run blocking?
Let's start with the ugly.
Well,
I would go run blocking.
run blocking. Everybody was over a 70 except
What?
for McLaughlin, the center.
Now I've pulled it. Now I've called into question the PFF grades and what they're really doing.
Jeff, those actually mean nothing to me
Well,
now.
the pass blocking are different.
How do how do you average 2 yards a carry? So that
Yeah,
means
we
our
average 2
running
yards a
backs
carry.
are shit?
Yeah.
No, I can't answer these questions. I don't.
I
work
know
with
that.
them.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I agree with Jeff. These PFF things aren't. My lying eyes tell me different.
I saw
I-
several of our linemen missing their assignments, improper footwork, not getting to the edge, missing guys that what was Nebraska's run defense? They held us to 2 yards a carry. That's probably the best performance that they've had all season.
Yeah.
We're making average teams look great, and it's alarming because the competition's only getting better.
From the pass blocking grade, Zen was the worst. He gave up 2 sacks.
Yeah.
4 pressures. So he graded out a 14 there. I've never seen that.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody else was in their 60s. So nobody else was great other than Josh Fryer in pass blocking. Everybody else was mediocre. You got Donovan Jackson gave up a pressure. That's really it. We only gave up 6 pressures according to this. So, I can't answer all of the specific whys and what fors from PFF.
Yeah, I would love to hear the guys that put out the grades for their run blocking to explain how they.
Well, you have to know that who the people who are grading this are not with the team. They don't know the assignment for each person.
That's why you can't. Yes, you're right.
It's a tool like you, Jeff, but it maybe doesn't apply.
There you
everywhere.
go. Yeah, I don't put my toolness everywhere. I understand. Yeah. Okay,
Sure.
moving on. Yeah. Okay.
Austin Sareveld graded out of 21 pass blocker, 58 run blocker. So he was no better than anybody else. Come coming in at right guard on his 10 snaps there. So we're at the point where I don't know. I don't know.
Ohio State should not have a guy.
Where we start the argument about Justin Fry not developing guys. Okay, we can't get into that right now. We're trying to do a show in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from doing that too. But Ohio State should not have a offensive lineman playing a whole game, and getting a 14 grade when 60 is average. I don't care whatever metrics you use. He's that far below average. That is unacceptable at a place like Ohio State, where you have a national title talent everywhere else.
If it makes you feel better, Nebraska is running a lot of different defenses, kind of looks and stuff. So
we were caught off guard by Nebraska's scheme. Fuck that. Now that okay, alarming. Sound the alarms. Our coaches did not have the players prepared on a bye week to Nebraska.
I know.
Let's get to the chat. Let's get to that chat question, Joe.
I'm not going to defend him. I mean, I've tried. I don't know where else to go.
We're like you said, Shawn. We are trending the wrong way, and the competition's getting better.
But my question for you guys is this just one of those mid-season clunkers, like say a Holy Buckeye in 2002?
Yeah,
Or an overtime game against Penn State in 2014, right? Think about those games. And in the middle of the season, when you don't see the whole picture yet, you're like, holy fuck, we're not going to win this whole thing. You're like, Jesus Christ, we can't even beat fucking Penn State, in double overtime. There's no way we're winning a national championship. But it happened. And then, going back to Purdue, 2002, Holy Buckeye, we got to launch a fucking prayer on fucking fourth down that nobody would call. And trust me,
Jenkins
called it, and it worked out. We got into the national championship. This might be one of those games. If another one of these clunker games happens, well, no, I think we're done. We might make it into the playoffs, on a broken wheel, but not winning a couple rounds. That's for sure.
No, because as we said, we get to teams like Georgia that can apply. They have NFL guys rushing off the edge.
Or how about this next game we're about to play at their place?
Yeah.
Well, this is the bigger issue, yeah. I mean, you're leading me right into where we want to go because
let's go.
We got 25 minutes to get into it, and I do have a ton of comments. I got a ton of videos I want to show, actually. I want to show you guys something before we button up the Nebraska game. So look at this. Here we go. It's a screenshot. Oh, I got to move it up. Sorry. I got to move it up to the top. There we go. Okay. So look at the DNs here. Maybe this isn't so accurate. Anyway, look at the DNs. You got Jack up top, JT down at the bottom. Look at how far outside of the tackles they're lining up. Now, my issue with this is as they rush upfield, even if they go straight, they are creating a lane behind them. Where's my fucking... I had another screenshot, sorry. So just picture those guys going straight upfield and creating a lane, an opening behind them. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Or am I just talking to myself?
Hey, no, I got you. The alignment of the linebackers is to fill those lanes that they're making.
The DNs.
I know, I'm saying, Joe, as you said, if they go straight, they're creating lanes. The two linebackers sitting there are the two people responsible for filling those lanes that they are creating.
Right. Yes.
Unless Larry or Knowles are saying, "Hey, this is not what to do. This is how they're coached. This is what they're."
Yeah, I know. I'm not I'm not trying to figure out whose fault it is. I'm saying this is a problem. If these guys, and it depends on strong side versus weak side, obviously, and these guys are rushing the quarterback or just, going upfield and creating lanes on their own.
Well,
that's the frustrating part.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the hype all this week was about no pressure. Ohio State's D-line's underperforming, and so the talk was, hey, we're going to get creative, and this might have been some of it. And they didn't run the ball down our throat necessarily. They averaged under 4. They did better than us, but we also had 13 tackles for loss. Because a lot of these plays, you've got Caleb Downs coming crashing in here so damn hard, he might as well be playing where a linebacker is.
Well, those are because of the screen plays they kept running. They kept running these dumbass screens to each side, and the Buckeyes were ready for it. They obviously watched film, this whole scenario of how the Buckeyes are rushing upfield, I gotta go find that.
But look at the bottom of your screen there, Joe. It was 2nd and 18. That's a guaranteed pass down. Situational football.
I gotta find. I had a better screen.
Show me a third and 1 or 2nd and 2, and I bet they're not lined up like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't have more screenshots, but I tell you, I took multiple screenshots, and many of them were like this. Okay, with them taking a wide. It's called a wide 9 alignment. All right, because of the gap number. They're way outside. You don't need to be outside a fucking tight end as a defensive end like JT is at the bottom of the screen. You don't need to be way out there. What are you doing? I understand you want to stop the run, but fuck. I don't think they're going to run in that formation. 2nd and 18.
No, exactly. I think that's a wide stance. That's to try and get leverage and get that bend. That's to beat to the outside.
Right. Then you open up a gap where the quarterback that doesn't run at all, has no mobility, takes off and scampers for 30 yards. Remember that play?
That was going to be my other ugly, is Dylan Ravioli, fat boy, runs for 38 yards.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not great, Bob. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't.
Where's the disconnect? You think between our? Okay.
Quickly.
We got the win. I mean, we squeaked by a lot of highly ranked teams. Squeaked by Texas.
Of course.
So maybe chalk it up to just the season, but we can't see this again. This performance again will get us handled by Penn State,
or Indiana,
because they can score points now, and Indiana's going to score. They're going to score points. They're going to find Denzel Burke, and they're going to fucking launch the ball at 10.
I know. All right, we got a Penn State fan in the chat. We're going to get to you guys. A lot of comments from him. What else here? Billy, Steven.
I will say one last thing, put a note on it. Nebraska also got fucked by the officials. That spot where there was a 1.5 yards over the first down, and they came in and kept the clock running, made Nebraska burn a timeout, and then they got them for that shit offensive pass interference, which was a terrible call. That was a shit call.
I've never seen 2 offensive pass interference in one game either.
Right.
I mean, other than Jeremiah one against Oregon, that's the first one I've seen in a long time. Maybe that's becoming more normal. I don't know. Maybe these fucking refs and their managers, El Manager. Whoa. Hell yeah. Yeah. All right.
What's that?
I don't know. It sounds awesome. It's like old club music from the 90s.
What the heck?
That's got to be Jeff's fucked up audio. There we go. I unmuted him. It couldn't have come from anywhere else. Let's try this again. Let me try and unmute him. There you go. Nope. Anyway, I don't care. Go nuts. Anyway, so we got to get to this Penn State game, and we got to talk. We got to get this chat. We got this chat. Chat is lively tonight. We got Stevie Cherry's in here. What?
Big game.
It is. PSU Jim, obviously a Knits fan. He's got a lot of things to say. He's actually a pretty even keel guy. He talks about the clunker they had against Bowling Green, my Falcons, your Falcons. So anyway, let's get into this Penn State game coming up here noon, the big noon on Fox. Back-to-back weekends for the Buckeyes. What do we got here? Buckeyes are 6-1, 3-1 in conference. Penn State 7-0, undefeated, but kind of a flimsy schedule, I would say at least, right? I mean, it's not like they've really lit it up against some good teams. They did play USC. What was that, last week, I think? Yeah, they had to go to double overtime, I think it was, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, at least one overtime. They had to put up 13 in the fourth quarter and overtime to get the dub. So, not super impressive with that USC defense. James Franklin, 11th year, 88 and 69. Nice, not nice. Entering the year 2023, that was their fifth time in 10 years that James Franklin won 10 games. So, half of his tenure, he's won 10 games. I still question how that's acceptable. But I'm not.
Hold on. You always get on that goofy ass shit. What other fucking coaches that have coached over 10 years have half their seasons are 10-win seasons?
Right.
Ryan Day,
Kirby Smart.
Right. Yeah, I get that. My point is a 10-year length seems like a long time to only win 10 games half the time.
10 games is a fucking legit season.
Are you talking about
with that?
I mean, so you think every program in the country ought to fire their coaches if they don't do at least 10 wins 70% of the time? I mean, no program does that except Ohio State.
I didn't say that. My expectations for a program are to win belts, trophies.
Yeah.
Jeff, am I off base here?
Well, I was knocked off for a while. So are you, Joe? Are you talking about Franklin?
James Franklin.
Okay. I missed all that. Okay.
He's half his career. He's won 10 games.
5 years out of 10, he's won more than 10 games. 10 games.
And that
probably of active coaches, that probably puts him third or fourth. Again, who are you going to go hire? You're going to say, "Hey, Kirby Smart, why don't you come up here and coach us now?" I mean, I disagree with the take.
That's not the point, Shawn.
And I disagree with you because you're making me defend James Franklin, who I think is a total douchebag.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I mean, he wins 10 games a year half the time. When he loses to the two games that he needs to win, us in Michigan. So,
and now he doesn't have to play Oregon, Michigan, or Iowa this year.
Yeah. And I don't know
why'd you throw that Iowa in there like that?
Because of defense. The defense.
You know Iowa. You know how they are.
Yeah, I do. And I know Michigan.
Right. Yep. Anyway, they're different. Not in a good way.
I don't like Franklin either, but yeah, I mean, 10 games a year. That's like Penn State's happy with that.
Right.
Aller
had a rough year last year. He was 77th out of 100 quarterbacks in yards per attempt. He was averaging 6.8 yards per attempt. Now he's near 10 this year. They brought in Andy Kotelnicki. He's going to throw a lot of shit at the Buckeyes. Formations, shifts. That's what he does. But it's still football. They're going to use Tyler Warren, the tight end, in a lot of different ways. And this is going to be a game for discipline. It's almost like playing, I could be way off, but I look at it as playing a service academy.
I knew you were going to say that.
You got to play assignment football, because if they're going to flip one to the tight end to throw the ball, or the tight end's going to line up in a wildcat and he can throw the ball, you got to play man up, man to man football, right? Take your guy across from you. They're not going to get super fancy and run a lot of crazy shit. They are going to try and throw some shots, but for the most part, Julian Fleming drops more than he catches. The other guys, I mean, the running backs are more of a threat out of the backfield to me, especially Catron and Singleton.
I say
receivers don't concern me.
No, but I mean, whoever's running routes against Denzel Burke, that I'm concerned.
Okay.
I think his confidence is shook. I think he's shook. I don't
He had
think
a
you're
couple
going to
big. He had a
consistently
couple big hits.
complete passes off of him, though.
No, but we know what Penn State's going to do. Like we've seen Penn State's going to. Yeah, you said they're going to use the tight end all different kinds of weird ways.
Yep.
Take their shots when they can. They trust Aller more this year with the new OC. He's throwing the ball. They didn't allow him to throw the ball last year.
Right.
They handcuffed him. The running backs, we know they're going to run off tackle. They're going to run.
That was with Yursich as the OC. The guy was terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, we know what they're going to do. They're not going to. They don't have anything. They don't have any tricks up their sleeve that we're not aware of.
He does have the injury. He took the injury here against Wisconsin last week. Seemed to be a lower leg injury. He came out, tried to warm up with a brace on his knee after halftime, couldn't go, and so they're like, we don't need it. Let's save him. Let's see how close he can be to 100% this week. It's going to take away his mobility, obviously, and that's kind of what was helping him. He was rolling out a lot, throwing the ball on the move. I think if you can keep Drew Aller in the pocket and keep him as a statue back there where he's going to be, that just makes it easier for the pass rush. Jack and JT bring a blitz occasionally. I think that really helps the Buckeye pass rush.
I might be way off, but this is what I'm pretty confident about this actually. When you play, like you said, Joel, those rollouts, those like the RPOs or rollout passes, the tackles, there's a different step that the first step the tackles make on a rollout versus a drop back is different. They got that kick step on a drop back because they're trying to secure the edge. When they're stepping almost to the outside when there's like the rollout plays. So discipline from our DNs, like you said, reading keys. Offensive linemen will give it away more times than they don't. If JT and Jack are reading keys and knowing if that guy slides, come inside him. Shoot inside. That kick step. I mean, it's a split-second decision, but the kick step is then your normal pass rush or however whatever you're doing.
Right, but Aller is not going to be moving around at all. With a lower leg injury, I think he's going to be a statue back there.
I think and they're going to have some other people in Wildcat and the backup.
They're going to
mix a lot of shit in, but it's all stuff that we should be prepared for, right. Which we didn't look like we were prepared for what Nebraska was doing.
Right, and the running backs are a major concern. Both can run the ball solid and catch the ball out of the backfield.
They're both NFL running backs, yes.
So
we're playing a good team. It's about time. I mean, we gotta show that we're good too.
Right. On defense, the Nits, they're one of the best in the Big Ten. They're returning 72% of their production from last year. Brought in, you got Kobe King coming back. at inside linebacker. You got Abdul Carter. He's
Yeah.
moving down to DN from linebacker. Jalen Reed, Dominic DeLuca at safeties and linebackers. They're key additions. This one was huge for them. I don't know how they pulled this fucking guy.
Mhm.
But A.J. Harris from Georgia. Well,
Yep.
he was a 5-star corner back in the recruiting.
We were in on him. Yeah, we were in on him.
Of course, yeah. And so they got him now. He's their best corner, hands
Yeah.
down. Then they got another corner from Florida. This guy's putting up numbers and grading out very well. And you got an edge from Wisconsin, Jordan Mayer, and then Franklin brought in Tom Allen, the former head coach from Indiana, which maybe Tom Allen is better.
He's a better
as
DC.
a DC than,
Yes.
than an HC, right?
That's how he got the head coaching job, because of what
Right.
his capabilities as a DC. Yes.
Right. So these guys are coming out of a 4-2-5 defense. You got the 5-star Dennis Sutton. You got Abdul Carter. These guys are not, in my opinion, not as good as the previous, Chop Robinsons and your Micah Parson.
Oh,
DNs.
no.
They're not that at all, but they're high end.
Our offensive line can make them look like NFL All Pros.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're definitely plenty good enough to expose our offensive line with what we've seen performance wise.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if they're not what Penn State, the best that Penn State ever showed us. They're good enough to really wreak havoc, in our passing game and running game, because the O-line is missing so many assignments.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough, a really huge challenge for this kind of chewing gum and chicken wire O-line that we're putting together. I don't know I don't know how this is going to look next week, honestly. But Shawn, go.
Shawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Go ahead. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was trying to, Joe. I just if Fry's probably auditioning for his job, how can he pull something together and get a good performance out of 5 guys working in sync? We haven't seen it, so we have no confidence that it will happen. But overall talent, we're still it might be another game just like Nebraska. Pay attention to the scores later in the show.
We're getting later. It's getting late early. You like that shit?
Yeah, man.
Cleaver and Witty. I like this name.
What?
Oh, okay. He's
What are you talking-
a new YouTube guy. Okay, you're welcome in. Clever, and Witty.
Clever and witty. Fox.
No, let's go with Cleaver. Let's go with Cleaver, Joe. That sounds way better.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ.
Just trying to keep it lighthearted. Anyway,
Cleaver and Witty.
All right, so Penn State has
That's
lost
all.
the last 7, but that's straight up. But 5-2 against the spread. Last win at home was a 19-point dog in 2016. 24-21.
The blocked field goal. Yeah.
Yep. And then last year, number 7 Penn State trailed the Buckeyes, who were number 3, 10-6 at half. Then lost 20-12. And then 5 of the last 6 went under the total. So when you think about your betting, take those things into account. The Buckeyes.
I believe I had that.
The line is at Buckeyes minus 3.5. Over
Wow.
47.5. So when you factor in that 3-point-ish, could be more for a Penn State. It is a nooner, not a night game. So give them the 3. That's basically a touchdown favorite to the Buckeyes. Sorry.
Which I'm surprised. That line surprises me. With coming off of this game with Nebraska, where it was 21-17, us getting 21 late in the game. You want scores now, Joe? We doing scores or what?
Let's do it. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I want to go with the same score of last week's game, of Saturday's game.
Right. Seems kind of appropriate, doesn't it?
I think then that's 4. So like the 3.5, the 3 and the hook there. I go, all right, I'm going to go 28-24 Buckeyes.
Hmm.
Pay attention.
I like it.
We get the over.
All right. Let me write that down.
I'm not. You can't give High State any field goals because I don't think we're going to try another one. So I think it's touchdowns here on
Unless
out.
it's inside of 30.
Yeah.
And it better be in the middle of the field, not on the hashes.
And I say if we're inside the 30, why the fuck aren't we throwing the 50-50 ball to Jeremiah every time?
Right.
So I was going to go 24-21 Ohio State, but I don't think we're kicking a field goal in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the last resort.
And I'm not
Shawn,
real confident on 28.
What do you got in your your score prediction?
Well, I probably would have had it just a tick closer, and but our new listener, PSU Jim, he put in there. I'm going to trust his inside information that their DN that would go against Zen got hurt last week and will be out. So there might be a little help for us there. So I've got the cover in the under 27-20.
Okay. Cover and under. Oh, right on the number.
Yeah.
Right on it.
I feel solid with the under too. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about a high scoring affair for sure.
I'm not super confident in us scoring 28.
Well, I mean, I'm really worried about that O-line, and I think if it's going to be so damn loud there, you know how it's so tough to play at Happy Valley. You've got a bunch of kids on O-line that don't have a ton of experience. They're all kind of shitting themselves. I expect to see a few false starts on that O-line this week, and I think our D is going to keep us in this game, but if Penn State can get some pressure and win the turnover game, and they're going to focus on special teams because we've looked pretty inconsistent all the way around and come up with a big play on special teams, I'm worried about this game.
Yeah. Our team better be. I mean, I know the coaches are, but I mean, the team better not. I mean, they're watching film. They're seeing Penn State. Penn State's good. They're a solid team. They have pros. Not as many as we do, but I think, Joe, if that night game, say if it was a whiteout, that spread is nowhere near what they're giving us for the noon game.
No, I think you.
I think it's flip them. I think it's a coin flip. I think it's a coin flip if it's whiteout.
Yeah. What'd you have, Shawn, on your score?
27-20.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going. This is hard. I'm going 24-20. I think
do you think we're kicking a field goal? All right.
It's going to be a close one. I think Ryan Day, it's tight. And when he's inside the 25, he's going to take points. So, all right, let's look at the microscopes. Let's start with Jeff. We'll circle back around to you. Offense and defense, we got to get out the door here in like 30 seconds.
Who the fuck is playing left tackle? That's my microscope. Wow. Left tackle. Whoever that is, I'm watching left tackle. Defense, JT. That simple as that. JT's we got to play like an All-American.
This is the type of game where JT needs to come in and have one of those big games. Yeah, I agree. If he does that and shuts it down, and we have a history of Ohio State ends doing pretty well in this game.
JT is no Joey Bosa. He isn't.
Offense and defense.
All right, I'm going to go with the broader group. I'm going to go with Kazmarek with the broader group tight ends. I think you're going to have a lot of tight end help this week. I think they're going to need to stay in and help with the pass pro, or at least get some chips on these ends, slow them down a bit. So I'm going to go with who's ever getting the most reps at tight end. But Kazmarek seems probably the best blocker of the
He was
group.
out last week with the
Oh,
shoulder,
was he?
so
So
he might be done.
Who is our best? Who they consider? Who do you think that
You got
the coaching
Bennett
staff consider?
Bennett Christian. G. Scott is more of a receiving tight end.
Yeah, I would say
Guys
Bennett
will be
Christian.
in your 12 personnel.
Hey, Michigan won a national
All
title,
right, we
loading
got
them
to
up with
keep
7
moving
offensive
here.
linemen. We can
gotta
just
keep
load
moving.
up. Yeah, all right.
Go ahead, Shawn. Defense.
defense, who do I want here? Let's go with Igbinosun. I know you're bagging on Burke a lot, but I mean, does anybody grab more than number one?
Oh,
Igbinosun is
I don't
being
bang on
handsy.
Burke. I like Berkey.
Um,
I
so
don't.
Obviously,
I like him. I just think
ITB
he's.
had 3 penalties. One was picked up last week. On a 3rd and 7, he got a penalty that really put a hole in the program. So anyway,
well, he didn't
Yeah.
on the one. He got a pass
he did
interference
get an
and a
OPI
face mask.
once. No, he
I,
got an OPI once. All
I
right. So who you got, Shawn, on defense?
Yeah, Igbinosun.
All right.
yeah.
I'm going Will Howard on offense. I think you're going to see Will Howard's legs make a difference here. He's going to have to scamper, pick up
If they're
those,
working.
like you saw. If you saw it in the 4th quarter, that last drive where we went down, scored a touchdown, he took control of the game. He was not the fleetest of foot, wasn't the fastest guy out there, but when he saw an opening and they needed 6 yards, he went and got it with his feet instead of taking a chance, throwing the ball into coverage. I like that. Making better decisions late, that's important. He made poor decisions earlier. So Will Howard on offense with the legs, and then on defense, Caleb Downs by far is him, and I can go between him and Cody Simon. These two guys are stopping big plays from happening.
Yes.
Caleb
Yes.
Downs stopped 2
Oh,
touchdown runs.
he did.
Easily.
What an absolute stud.
Yeah.
Open
He
field
is your,
tackling.
he's
is,
your Jordan Fuller, your angel in the outfield that is stopping big plays. Remember? We
and those
missed that.
plays, those
Oh,
open
yeah.
field
Josh Proctor
tackles
back there.
are
Yeah.
hard to make.
Not
And he
so
made a
great.
couple buttes.
Yes.
Joe, do we have time to talk about Lathan Ransom?
I wish we could. I hope he's back. I don't think he's going to be back for the Penn State game.
We have we don't have any answer on that injury though. We don't have an
When
exact
they don't
injury.
tell you anything, that's usually bad.
Yes, that's
FYI,
okay. That's what I was afraid of.
I will be.
Go ahead, Shawn.
I'll be going to Japan next Saturday. I will miss this game.
Konnichiwa.
So yeah, probably unless I'm up and got some time in the morning to join you guys on Monday morning. I'm probably out.
Safe travels, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Salam alaikum. Anyway, appreciate everybody joining us. As always, we will be back next Friday. Get you ready for the Penn State game again. We're going to rehash some of this stuff, but a lot of new stuff, and get you. I'm going to drill down a little deeper. I'm going to give you my 5 keys to a Buckeye victory. I'm going to give you my best bets across college football for Saturday. So the Daily Blitz is on hold. Can't do that every day now going forward as I take my luxury trip to
Across the bay.
Tampa, Florida. Yes. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Jeff and Shawn, thank you.
Yeah, brother. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye,
And
boys.
go Bucks.